So this is a tutorial on the Rex cube. And the first step to solving this cube depends on your color scheme. So I'm not sure if your color scheme might have come a bit differently, but if you think about it, there are two ways that these pieces can be arranged so that they all match. And one of the ways, if you solve it like that, then the cube can never be solved. So you have to start out with, I'm going to start out with solving all of these pieces, and to solve them in the correct way, you have to memorize your color scheme. The way I memorize mine is to use the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, and arrange them in alphabetical order going clockwise. So first I'll find a blue and red. Okay, blue and red. So going clockwise, it should go this way. Blue comes first, then red, and then yellow. So now I want a red and yellow. That one comes here, and a yellow and blue. Now as you can see, going clockwise, it goes in alphabetical order, blue, red, and yellow. And from here, basing on these three pieces, I'm going to solve the rest of them. So there's a yellow. I need another yellow. It's right here. My yellow side is done. Then red is done. Green and orange. Now to solve the top side. And in a case like this, where you have one of the pieces in the correct spots, one of the pieces in the incorrect spot, and two of the pieces in the incorrect spot and flipped around, you want to put the piece that's correct in front of you, then look at the piece that's correct but in the wrong place, and you want to move that piece last. So take the other side and move that in once, and then move the other side, and then reverse it. And once you have that, all of these edge pieces are now solved. Okay, now the next part is to solve all of these. So what you want to do is you want to pair all of these triangles, the ones that are opposite of each other. So without worrying about the center or anything else, as long as you don't mess up these edge pieces, you want to solve the triangles in pairs. So first look for any piece, like for example I have a blue here, and look around to see if there's any other blue that I can match to. In this case, it can never match to this blue since they're next to each other. They can only match the pieces that are opposite of each other and never the ones that are right next to each other. So if I look at this piece can match to this one, while this piece can match to this one. So I'm going to solve this one first, and the way to do that is to take the top piece, move it over, and now it's paired up with the other blue piece. Now from here, I have to move this one back so I don't mess up all these edge pieces. And before I do that, I want to replace this with another piece that is not solved in pairs. So looking down over here, I have to make sure it follows along this path, so it has to be either here, 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 or here. So, for example, I can't use these two pieces because these two pieces will never come by into this spot. So looking over here, this piece is already solved in a pair, so I can't use that one either. But looking over here, I can use these two, since they are not solved in a pair. So, to do that, I'll just move this one out, then replace it, and put it back. Now when I turn it back, the edge pieces are back to normal, and none of the solved paired sides are messed up either. And I'm going to continue this until I have all of these pairings correct. Now I see an orange, orange, and orange. I'm going to turn it, pair it up. Now find another pair that's not solved. For example, this red and blue. And I'm going to move this out to the side and swap it. Move it back. And I have solved another one. The orange and orange. And again. Okay, so right now, I don't see any piece I can just turn like I did before. So in order to do what I just did, you have to move these pieces around to match. So for example, these two reds. The way I solved it before was I just moved this one over to here. But in this case, I can't because the red's on the top. So I had to move this red to the bottom. I can either do that by taking this out and putting it back in reverse order, or I can just move directly over here, flip upside down. So if you look at this, if I move this way, the red is now on the bottom. And I have to move this one back, so I'm just going to swap it out. And now from here, I can move the red over and pair. Then take a non-fixed pair like this one and swap it up in. When I move back, I solved another one. And again, I see another orange one I can do. So pair the oranges. And before I do this, I want to just look to see how many more I can solve that goes along this path. So here I see one pair, a second pair, this one is solved, and a third pair, this one is solved and this one is solved. So I can only work with these three pairs now. So I'm going to move this over here, and I want to move this into here. But before I do that, I want to make sure that the green ends up on the top. Because if the green ends up on the top and I move it back, the green will automatically pair with the green. And that means the white will be on the bottom, and this white will pair up with the white. So first I'll show you the wrong way to do it. I'll put it in here, and I'm going to put the green on the bottom. So as you can see, if I do something like that, then these two pieces are the only ones left unsolved. So instead of doing that, I want to first match these two, and then I want to put this in so that the green is on the top. Now once it's there, and I move it back, all the pairings along this line are now solved. Now I have to work on the other side. So over here I see a blue and a white. Another white here. And okay, so now looking at this, here's another situation where I had to manipulate it before I can match them up. So I'll look at this white and this white. So I want to move this white up to the top so that I can match it with this white. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to move it to this side. Now from here, I can move it over and pair it up. So I'm going to move this up to here while swapping it out. Like that. Now I can pair it. So now it's paired. And take another pair that's not solved, for example this blue and red, and swap it in. And twist this back, and I solved another one. Okay, now over here I have a red and a red. I've paired that. Here's another incorrect pair. I'll swap it in. Move back, and I solved another one. And now looking at this, there are only two pairings left, 1 and 2. But as you've noticed earlier, the method I use always incorporates 3 of them, 1, 2, and a third one down here. So if you end up in a position where you're left down to 2, then this is what you should do. So you should start with 1. Well, first of all, you should make sure that the same color on the top and the same colors are on the bottom. So green and green are on top, and blue are on the bottom. From here, take the one on the right and bring that in front of you, and the other one should be on the left. So now from here, you're going to take this out to the bottom by swapping. 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to turn this over. So now the other side's green is on the top, and undo it. 1, 2, 3. So now all the edge pieces are back to normal. And repeat that. Move that over. So now the third side is here. Take it out. 1, 2, 3. And back to the beginning. And again, 1, 2, 3 as you undo it. Now from here, if I look at it, if I do the same thing, well, originally what I did was I moved this piece over to here, this piece over to here, and this piece over to here. Now that I look at it, if I just rotate these two, then the blue will be on the top, and if I undo what I just did, blue will match with the blue, yellow will match with the yellow, and the green will match with the green, which should be on the bottom. So I'm going to take this pair out, and then I'm going to put it back in, this time with the blue on the top. Now the blue is on top, and if I undo that algorithm, or do the exact opposite, this piece should come over here and match with the yellow, green should come over here and match with the green, and the blue should come over here and match with the blue. So first, take this one, I'm going to take it out. Now move it the other way, where the yellow should go, and swap it back in. Turn it again, swap it in, out, and then last side, again, swap it in. Now that I look at it, every pairing is now complete. Okay, now from here, all you have to do is to match everything up now. So for example, this blue. This is the first thing you want to do for the blue side. All these edge pieces are already done, so you want to have one of the pairings completed without the centerpiece. Now from here, you want to get the centerpiece, this blue, and pair it up with the other pair, which is right here. So I'm going to pair it up, and from here, if I move this into here, then the blue side will be solved. So I'm going to do that now. So 1 matches up, and swap it. 2, 3, and 4. And I see the white is already prepared, so now I need to connect the white centerpiece with this one, and then put it in. So white's over here, I'm going to pair it up with this pair. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I want to put it into here. So take it out and swap it. Now the blue and the white is done. And now I'll solve this orange side. So I see a pair without the center. I'm going to put that in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I want to pair this piece up with this pair. And right now, to do that, I have to either use this side, or this side. But I don't want to use any of these 3 sides since they're already solved and this one's prepared. So to move this over to here, without messing anything else up, I want to take this whole layer, move it over to here, this whole layer, move it over here, and this whole layer, move it over to here. So to do that, just going to do 1, take it out of the way once, move it over, put it back in. Now it's paired, move it over, put it in, move it over, and put it back. And now this piece is prepared. Okay, so now I'm going to put this one into here and solve the orange side. I'm going to move this piece over here, since that's the one I had to switch, then swap it in, and back. Now this side solved, this side solved, this side solved, and this side solved. Okay, so now sometimes you might come to a problem like this, where either 2 of the pairs or 4 pairs are just switched. If the centers are all correct, that means that all the edges are also correct. In the case that you have everything else right, but just the centers incorrect, that means your edges are arranged incorrectly, and therefore you have to switch it. But in this case, all I have to do is swap these two, and then these two, and these two. So the first thing I'm going to do is to swap this piece with this piece. To do that, I have to have one of them in front and one of them on the left again. And like before, I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to put this piece over to here, that piece over to there, and that piece over to here. So I'm going to take it out, swap it out, move the next piece over, and swap it back in, move it over, and swap that one back in, move it over again, and swap it back in again. Now from here, I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to flip it, take it out, and put it back in reverse again. So I'm going to use this side, and this side. I'm going to take it out. The green's on top right now. And now to put the green on the bottom and put it back in. Okay, now this side was in front, so I'm going to start with this side again. and I'm going to repeat exactly what I just did. So I'm going to move this over here, that one over there, and that one over here. So I'm going to take this one out, swap it out, move it over, swap it back in, move it over, swap that one back in, move it over, and swap the last one back in. Now from here, I'm going to take the one in front of me, take it out, and put it back in reversed. So I'll use the red, blue, and white side for this. First, I'll take it out. And now I want the green side to be on the top, and put it back in. Now, if I do the same algorithm I just did again, then this will go over here, that will go over there, and that will go over there, thus solving this side, and this side. So I'm going to take it out, swap it out, move it over, swap it in, move it over, swap it in, move it over, and swap the last one back in. Now, as you can see, that solved these two and these two, so it solved those two pairs. Now, I have to do the same thing with these two. So all I have to do is flip it over, and now I have the same scenario as before. So one of the incorrect sides in front, the other incorrect pair on the left. And from here, I'll repeat the same thing. So take this one over to there, that one over to there, and that one over to here. So in clockwise direction. So I'm going to take it out and swap it out, move it over, swap it in, move it over, swap it in, move it over, and swap it in. From here, I'll take the one on the left, take it out, and put it back in inverted. So take it out, and put it back in reversed. Now from here, I'll repeat the same thing again. So taking the front one, take it out, swap it out, move it over, swap it in, move it over, swap it in, move it over, and swap the last one back in. Now again, from here, I'm going to take this piece, take it out, and put it back in reversed. So I'm going to take it out first. Using the same three sides, I'll put it back in. And now, if I move it clockwise again, all of them will be solved. So I'm going to take it out, swap it out, move it over, swap it in, move it over, swap it in, move it over, and swap it in. And that's how you solve the Rex cube. Thank you for watching.